Okay, now we're on to Night Scene Vivid Sunset Glow, as I call it, with 2 notches left, not 2 notches right now, and I'm I'm 2 notches down. Okay, so basically the only thing we've changed is we've gone left because now the sun's going to decide to go in, is it? Just as we've done that. So we'll see if we get to true to life colour. But as you can see, all this is basically drying out, or has dried out, and the moss is still green there, but it's going to that will sort of tend to brown out a bit. Some mosses go completely brown. Oh, we've still got glids, but you can see, look, they are suffering, as you can probably see, and they're all still flower there. So if they don't get shifty, look at those. We've got some I think they're seed pods, aren't they? Yeah. But look how few there are. Normally, a decent plant will put up 3 of these scapes, and they'll be, about this long, and they'll have, 15 or 20, seed capsules on there, and each of those capsules have up to about 80 seeds usually in them. So you can calculate roughly how good the season was from taking a random plant and counting how many, and you can say whether it's been a good season or a bad season that way, really. And last year was definitely a bad season because we didn't get any of that. It looks really bleached out, like it's not the true magenta I'm seeing with my eyes here. Then again, my eyes are probably adjusted for the brightness. But look at this. All the slickness and the dampness is gone on here. I don't expect to see anything here except a dried off specimen if there's anything here. Oh, here we go, look at this. There you go. If it gets any worse than that, that will dry off, and the base will dry off, and it will just dry, it will go back to the flower stalk that way, sort of thing. But we have got a chance of getting some seed for camel. And this will be fresh seed for camel. And then of course he'll probably be complaining to me like the other person that, oh, they're not germinating, sort of thing, and suddenly you have hundreds of plants germinating and sort of thing, and I'll say, yeah, I told you so. I do try, but I said the seed's in these capsules is gonna break off. The capsules are gonna, dehiss, as they say, and all this seed is going to sit on this ground, and we're going to have days of 40 up to 46 degree days. That's 46 degree air temperature in the shade, basically. And these seeds are going to sit on the ground at a lot hotter temperature than that. And people are complaining I don't put them in the fridge, and I'm thinking, you're crazy. You don't live here. You don't know what it's like. You're imposing your will and ideas on someone, and you don't even live here. You've never been through a summer. You don't know how hot it gets here. You don't know what it's like, and you expect me to do things to your European-centric mentality when you either haven't lived here, you've only visited for a few days in a part of a year, sort of thing. You've never been through a full summer. You've never been through a bad summer. You haven't lived through 17 years of extended El Nino drought, and maybe you're going to have your house burned down this year because we're going to have an Ash Wednesday 2 event, sort of thing, because we're in the going to be going through the midst of a Godzilla El Nino this season. Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, look at that one there. It hasn't got any coloration on it, and it's drying off. And how many seed capsules in that one? Oh, 1, 2, and the others aren't going to make it, I don't think. So maybe 2 or 3. So times that by a maximum of about 80. It's going to be, whereas normally we have 5,000 plants sitting there, with up to 2 to 3 scapes on there, sort of thing, with capsules on them, 15 or 20, 80 seeds, up to 80 seeds in each capsule. You can calculate just how much of a seed bank is there, sort of thing. You can do these sort of quick calculations on the back of a postage stamp and get a reasonable idea of what you would normally expect and what we're going to get this season. As I said, last season we didn't get any seed because the flowers didn't even get to the stage opening it up and setting it, it dried off too quickly. And it was the first time in, well, at least 20 years of myself being here. And there's a nice scent in the air here from these flowers. I think they're basically weeds, but anyway. So yeah. So these sort of buttercup type plants have opened up now. You can imagine about a kaipo, it will be like this. And then those pictures I put up online of the kaipo scene, and you just got, you know, thousands of things. Since they're open here today, they'll be open down there at kaipo basically. Hopefully someone will drive out there and check whether that is so. But we might just want to walk down here. But I'll just have a quick squeeze down here, because I'm always very interested to see whether we're going to get any plants sometime growing down here. And there's also a bit of a licorice essence in the air. That's coming from the fennel, which should be around somewhere. Normally it grows over here somewhere. I think it's been cut down. That's probably why we can smell it. They probably run the lawn. The council's probably run the lawnmower over it or something like that. But anyway, good check for colour on here. Slightly different flower form. I was talking about the flower colours and variations to my partner, and I think I'm getting her interested into these all the variations. So can you see that acacia in the distance? It's a different type of one that's all in flower over there. As I said, from basically the end of August, September to about the 3rd week of October, you get this flush of all the acacias. There's some over there. We may even just walk over there for you and end the clip, because it's about 6 minutes here. It'll take forever to upload, but you know, smashing like this. But out at kaipo, you get a whole field, and it's even denser than that one over there, sort of thing. Hopefully the camera is picking up somewhat true to life colour if I've done my work over the last week or so. But you can see this, you know, this is just one of them. Has this got... No, this hasn't really got a scent. Yeah, it hasn't got that lovely cherry essence that only certain of them have the lovely cherry essence. Some don't seem to have any sort of odour to a human nose anyway. I assume they would have an odour to something else, maybe a possum or some sort of other pollinator. But anyway, I think I should start a new clip from here. We might try some other setting or something like that. But I thought I'd take you here, and as I said, basically it's just been playing around with the camera this season, and hopefully next year we'll go to 4K. I've played around enough, I think, with the colour, trying to get it as best I can, and yeah. Anyway, we'll see how we go. So we had a few errors early, you know, towards the end of the season, where it went back 4 months to other settings or something, and we lost some of the clarity or the pixel density sort of thing. But anyway, hopefully that will all be sorted by next season, and hopefully the Sterling Ranges or something in the near future at 4K. I mean, I would love to drive through the Sterling Ranges, you know. From inside the car and outside the car. Maybe a drone would be nice to intercut footage from drone footage going through the Sterling Ranges, you know. I mean, you only have to Google some of those roads. You know, you Google the streets, I should say roads, through the Sterling Ranges, and just, you know, the ones that have actually been done by the Google car, and you have a look of some of the scenery. Now, can you imagine doing some of my things at 4K from inside the car, outside the car, maybe with a drone, indicating them, and also then showing the CPs, of course. I mean, as I said, you could spend a whole bloody lifetime, and I think you should. Yeah, anyway, if you want to come to get together with any sort of ideas, you know, sing out. I'm always open to ideas, but you know, as I said, I cut my teeth over there on the sand plains of Perth sort of thing, and I've got a lot of hidden sort of experience and knowledge. It's sort of just, it's like riding a bike basically. You reactivate it sort of thing, and You know, people think you're talking bullshit, but it's the same way. I mean, I was telling people, you know, you'll go crazy when you go over there. Nah. And I said, most things start at hand size over there, and they think you're bullshitting, and they take that one or, you know, 2 trips in a lifetime, and they come back, and it's sort of like they're going, crawling across the floor, sort of looking up at you two, saying, why didn't you tell me this before? And blah blah blah, and oh, I've wasted my life, I should have gone there earlier, I could have gone there 10 or 15 years earlier, why didn't you, you know, impinge the importance of WA to me? And I'm thinking, well, that's what I did when I was in my early teenage years, when I first came over here from WA. You just wrote me off as a, you know, as a child sort of thing, doesn't know what he's talking about sort of thing, and it's your own bloody fault basically. And there me, I've got to be so bloody humble to say, you know, it's all my fault for having told you, but you didn't believe me. You know, and now you're saying like I'm a different person. No, I was just very polite at the time. I was just sucking it up, basically, being very polite, young teenager. Trying to get the message out, and he just wrote me off as, you know, exaggerating young adult sort of thing. And now you've only got yourselves to blame for not having gone back to WA when you were younger and fitter and more able. Come on, I think you're getting a bit rich there. As we say in Australia, you know, don't blame them. It basically comes back, don't blame them. Don't kill the messenger, don't blame the messenger. I mean, I tried for 5 years or more, trying to really insist. And, you know, 5 years in a young teenager's life is, you know, it's not like a 5 eternities, but it's, you know, it's a pretty long time. And I was going through difficult times at the time, and I still tried to get the message out, and you still just wouldn't listen. And anyway, hopefully you've learned a life lesson out of it, you know, and maybe you can tell your children, your grandchildren, to bloody well get over there when they're younger. And now at least you've got the digital cameras to capture it all, and maybe in 3D, maybe with drones and doing all that intercutting, and maybe you will come up with a bloody good documentary that really opens people's eyes and say, yes, there is something really bloody amazing going on over there. And this clip's got way too long. It's come up to the 12 minutes, almost 13 minutes, which is the too long stage. So I better stop and start another one, because I've started a gas bag and rant, but I think it's well deserved, don't you reckon? Since we're going into a Godzilla El Nino, so can you imagine what it would be like in WA when you go to the completely opposite? And I'll start that on another clip, I think. Okay.